I would like to thank you all for joining me for this wonderful celebration. It's really a celebration to have poets and fiction writers come from out of their heads onto the page, into print, and then have a physical object that can be passed from person to person. It's a kind of unique form of communication. So I'm really happy tonight to be celebrating the launch of the issue, the successes of our authors, the hard work of our editorial collective, who's all congregated around the wine and cheese at the back.
The final days. Cold grease, stagnant dishwater, frying pan. Crusted dishes, fermented pots. I ignore a wall, the laundry. Buy new socks, the book unread on my lap. 3 days, newspapers stacked, bills, withered garden, overripe tomatoes. Birds eat fruit on ground, chives gone to seed. Take-out containers, paper plates, plastic cutlery, styrofoam cups piled on each surface. I ignore phone messages, emails. I wait for every breath and the one you will never draw.
And because it's Thursday, this poem is called Thursday Breakfast. This morning you made the oatmeal, while I stood in your shower, behind the aqua blue plastic curtain that is to be pulled across after every use, otherwise it will moulder, thinking dangerous thoughts about leaving my razor there, right there, not putting it away with my other stuff in my briefcase. And it was delicious.
One night, reaching for a shoebox on the closet shelf, her hand slipped. The box fell open and a spill of paper and cloth tumbled through her fingers. Poppies, dozens of them, bleached from red to faded pink, blotched orange, greenish beige, almost 60 years of blossoms. The faint tackiness of mold clung briefly to her fingers as she stooped to pick them up. Some crumbled, each broken flower an obscure rebuke. She knelt on the carpet for a long time, cupping the fragile petals in her palms. In the end, she put a plastic bag of intact poppies into the safety deposit box with her father's medals.
Now it's time for this brief public service announcement. Our next deadline for free fall is June the 30th for fiction, poetry, nonfiction, and reviews. Our next contest deadline is December 31st, and we have the honor of having the contest judged this year by Austin Clark.
The fourth poem is the one that Karen was kind enough to select for the free fall competition. And it's called Through the Looking Glass. When first I was inhabited, I was startled by the otherness of whoever was becoming in my body. Where will he kick next? Someone would ask, hand outstretched to touch the previously private skin swelling at my center. I don't know, I'd answer. It's not me, it's someone else. I grew so preoccupied with being occupied that one day my tongue slipped, trying to utter uterus, said universe, which I was, a dark one, starless, but warm. Don't let them tell you if it's a boy or a girl, friends advised. Let it be a surprise. I think giving birth to live young is surprising enough. I had no idea about delivery, or for that matter, babies. Urged to envision the birth, all I could see was myself before a mirror. But I was never Ellis in this story. I was the mirror. Someone stepped through me.
I'd like to start my reading with the poem that was chosen to be in this issue of the magazine. It's called Between Us. Bees in our bed, their restless feet where my hip fits, your ribs bristled by the fuzz of their backs. Closer, harvesting the whole length of one another's skin and smell, the bees release their hum and honey. An entire season surrenders with the burst of our shutters, and the bees hover, only wings between us.
We have to walk that thought, from thought down the arm into the hand, and into the pen and onto the paper, and then that paper has to be brave enough to send itself to me, and then it has to go through this drastic administrative process, and then it comes to you here. And this is a unique form of communication. And I thank you for sharing this celebration of these wonderful authors with you, and I thank you for spending your time this way. Congratulations, all of you. Thank you.